All right, we're here on Radio Row Super Bowl 60 at the Moscone Center, and we've got the special guest right here, Stephen A. Smith, joining us right here on the program. Now, my understanding is you like doing Radio Row. I mean, what do you like most about it?
No, for me personally, it's just seeing my colleagues and contemporaries, a lot of people that I grew up in the business with, that I worked alongside and what have you over the years, man, about 30 years. To see a lot of times to see these people at Radio Row is the only time during the year that I see them. And so I just like doing it a lot. I've been blessed and fortunate to have a lot of success. And it keeps me in studio or it puts me on the road a lot of times, and I don't run across these folks nearly as much as I do. So when I see them, it just it makes me feel real good to run into them and say hello and all of that stuff.
Very good. What do you remember most about your days at Winston-Salem State University? Now, you know I'm a Morgan State grad. You understand what I'm saying? What do you remember most about your days at Winston-Salem?
Same thing you do, my boys.
Okay. Wow.
My boys that I'm still friends with to this very day. A lot of people, my professors and all of that stuff, the whole college experience, playing for big house games, all of that stuff, obviously so. But for me personally, it's the friendships that last a lifetime. I can give you my boys Mark Turner, Boris Battle, Kevin Edwards, Ski, Spank, my man Gary Stevens, and the list just goes on and on. Monte Ross, who's the coach, head basketball coach at A&T. Yeah, he's one of our best friends as well. So it's a lot of people like that. We all went to school together. We were all teammates, and we still keep in touch to this very day.
Yeah, I know Monte well. I'm the play-by-play voice for A&T football, as a matter of fact. For you, so the importance, can you first take the importance of going to these HBCUs and doing your show First Take on site?
Well, it resonates with me personally because to me it fulfills a promise that I made to Coach Gaines. And he just said that, he never asked me for anything other than to not forget HBCUs. He didn't just say Winston-Salem State. He said HBCUs. He says you're going to be an important voice. You're going to be able to resonate. You're going to have an impact. Make sure it's for the right reasons and to make sure you give back. That's what he asked me to do. Bring attention to it, notoriety to it. Let everybody know that HBCUs bring something to the table and it's got a lot to offer for a lot of people in our community. Do that. That's all I asked. That's all he ever said to me. It's all he ever asked of me. And so anytime I do something like that, where I get Disney and ESPN in particular to make that kind of commitment and that kind of investment, which they've never hesitated to do, and I'm very grateful for, obviously a lot of it has to do with the request that came from him.
Can you speak to maybe any political ambitions you may have? I know lately you've been going on a lot of the talk show, Fox News and all that kind of stuff, but any of the political ambitions you may have?
Well, listen, I was asked by an abundance of people, including my pastor, along with elected officials, to keep the door open for me running for the presidency. And I have no desire to be a politician. I like my money. I'm not trying to give it up.
Right.
I'm not apologizing for it to anybody. But asking me to keep my options open is something that I promised I would do until 2027. And then not only that, I will confess to this. I may not have any desire to be in the White House making those kind of life-altering decisions that affects tens of millions of people, if not hundreds of millions of people, not just in America, the world over, because you're the leader of the free world. That's how it would be. But the other thing that really resonates with me is I really, really would love to be on the debate stage against some of these politicians. I believe that they're largely responsible for dividing America to the degree that it has. They haven't been called on the carpet for it nearly to the degree that I would do it. And the opportunity to be on the debate stage with them, I'm telling you right now, to me, that's the presidency right there. Have that debate, call them out, and then walk off. Keep my money, my job, my lifestyle, my career, what I thoroughly enjoy doing, and call it a day. In my perfect world, that would be it. But in all likelihood, you don't get to do that without taking it very, very seriously. And I'm certainly not going to be a child in the room. I'm going to be an adult in the room, and I'm going to treat it with the seriousness that it deserves, which means that if I'm not ultra serious about it and ultra prepared to do it, I won't do it. But it is an aspiration for me to be on the debate stage, more so than it is for me to actually be in elected office.
Two last thoughts, because I know you got to run. Especially in our community, it seems like people just want you to stay in your lane, so to speak, particularly in our community. When I look at some of this stuff, the vitriol that some of these people speak about is very bad. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, they're giving the impression that they're the many when they're the few. Because there's a lot. I've received, for the most part, love from my community my entire career. Yep. I wouldn't be where I am today if Black people didn't support me. Yep. So I don't really worry about that. You're always going to have haters. You're going to have people that come at you spewing their nonsense because they want to monopolize what they're doing and they don't want anybody else to come in. Remember, I'm in the world of sports, so all of a sudden I'm making noise in the political stratosphere, and you might have Democrats that want me silenced. You might have pundits who have been talking politics all the time. They want me silenced. Always remember, there's three things that happen when you're making noise. People want to ally you, they want to neutralize you, or they want to destroy you. It's one of the three. What they're not accustomed to is somebody who's very experienced at it, because I've been in this business for 30 years. It doesn't matter that I wasn't doing politics. I've been in journalism. So being attacked, people excoriating you, misrepresenting what you're saying, flat out lying about what you're saying some of the times, doing what they can to create clickbait with hate bait and all of this other stuff. Yeah, that's what they got to do, because they're not sitting where I'm sitting. So go ahead, knock yourself out, have a good time. They'll fall too.
Right.
Just like everybody else that was a naysayer or that doubted me fell in the past. They where they are, I'm where I'm at.
And when you mention the politicians, the debate, ain't nobody going to out-debate you.
I don't think so.
Right. Last thought. Where are you? I was surprised. We're going back a couple of years ago, I think, with the LeBron James situation. I was surprised to see that he approached you in the manner in which it happened at the game. What is you all's relationship now?
We don't have one.
Okay.
We don't have one. We probably never will, and I don't care.
Okay.
And I don't care for two reasons. Number one, on a personal level, I know the things that he's tried to do to hurt me.
Okay.
But on a professional level, none of that matters. He's still one of the greatest players to have ever lived. He's a pillar in the community. He's an incredible role model who's done an awful lot for an awful lot of people. He's a great ambassador for the sport of basketball. I've benefited from his greatness along the way. And I want everybody to know, regardless of what personal animosity we may have with one another, I don't want anybody else to feel that way. That's personal between he and I, and it is what it is. But that does not mean that the millions upon millions of people out there who have loved and have adored and have revered him throughout the years should do otherwise. He is worthy of it. He deserves it. And I wish him nothing but the best. I just don't like the relationship he and I have together, but we're both grown-ups, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Root for that man, love that man. He deserves it. He's earned it. And we all should revere what he has meant to our community, to America, to the world of sports overall, and especially the basketball specifically. He's a great, great individual. Nothing but the best of him. I don't have to like him, though. And he doesn't have to like me. He does his thing. I do mine. But always, always respect him.
Absolutely. Stephen A., appreciate the time.
Take care.
All right. You too. Appreciate you.